How you doing? This is the guy from Pittsburgh, and I'm going to review Bill O'Reilly's book, Killing Jesus. Well, this book was one of the most fascinating books I've ever read. As a nominally practicing Jew, I don't go to temple much, don't go to Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah because my mother dragged me there for years. I hated it. Didn't get a choice about whether I wanted to go to temple or not. It always bugged me. But anyway, this book is a timeline of what led up to Jesus' death, from the time he was born and before. Gives a history of the Roman Empire, a history of Palestine at the time, Herod, the Pharisees, the Sanhedrin, the common people in Jerusalem, the emperor in Rome, Pontius Pilate, Roman execution, practices of slavery, and even the battles of the Roman Civil War and what led up to the empire at the time. They've got maps in here. Here's the Roman Republic. They've got a diagram in here. I saw it earlier. The murder of Caesar. They've got where is it? The outline. Well, anyway, there's a diagram here of what the temple actually looked like. I always wondered. Here's what Galilee looked like. So there's all kinds of fascinating things in here. And what it boils down to, they take it from Jesus' birth to his death. And I didn't know, for instance, that he turned the money changers table over not once but twice. And when everybody had to come to Jerusalem, even his parents, for Passover, they had to buy the ritual sheep for killing. They had to buy their things they had to wear. They had to buy food. Everything had to be prescribed by the Torah. And he overturned the tables, and he overturned the social order. He was a radical. And here's what the temple looked like from the south. And they have another one. Oh yeah, here we go. The temple complex itself. So there's some neat stuff in here. I didn't know all this stuff, and one of the sad things about it is that for over 2,000 years, the Jewish people have been blamed for the death of Jesus. The temple elders went to Pilate, demanded he be killed. They went to Herod, who was a puppet state king, demanded he be killed or taken or dealt with. Herod had no real power. The only people that had power in Palestine was the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, and he had been told by the emperor himself, leave the Jews alone. They serve as a buffer for invasion, and let them practice their religion in peace. So he couldn't do much of anything, but only the governor had the power to execute, and the Romans executed thousands of people when there was revolts. By crucifixion, it was the worst way you could die, and they had various ways to kill you on the cross. So if you're interested in the history of Jesus, the Roman occupation of Israel at that time, and what led to Jesus' death, read this book. It's fascinating. It took me 2 days to read it. Normally I read a book in one night. That's how tough it was to read, to follow who was involved. And I heartily recommend the book. Okay, I will be in Santa Cruz tomorrow. George Norrie will be at a radio station there, live on the air from 10 to noon, and then having a meet and greet 12 to 3, and I will be doing the interview that I missed last week for various reasons. Kathy and I will be leaving here at 7 o'clock in the morning to ensure we don't miss George Norrie this time and I get my interview. And Kat will be doing videos as well tomorrow. And I would be doing this on my iPad, but it needs to be charged. And the people like Laura Kinch and Paperboy, no, I like Paperboy a lot. Hello, Paperboy. Have to realize that I'm a Taurus. We don't like change. We like technological change. We like pharmaceutical change, and that we have drugs that keep us alive. But I'm not going to take a route that I don't know and get lost and miss this interview. And Laura needs to mind her own damn business on Belgad. and so do the other people. Okay, Free Art Bell, Free Art Bell's bumper music, free Kathy, free the duck, free Area 51 drone out there somewhere looking for a better phone in his car, and his phone is crappy, and free Military Justice, who wants to teach Kathy all kinds of interesting swear words in 8 languages so she can talk about Belgab, because she's unhappy about the constant dumping of me, and now they're criticizing her, and I don't like that at all. Leave Kathy alone. She's a sweetheart. Have a great Friday, a great Saturday, a great Sunday, a great weekend, a great afternoon, and a great evening, and I will catch you next time. I think my voice is turning into a frog. It's not, luckily it's not as hot as it was here yesterday, but it's going to be warm. Oh yeah, one other thing. I want to show you this coffee cup. This is from Legal Grounds Coffee. They're on Alhambra Boulevard here in Martinez. It was on sale, and I do go in there and get coffee to support a local coffee maker, but they're 3 miles away from my house. The only way I go there is usually ride in the car. Kathy drives me. And next door is a Subway, and yesterday I made this coffee too strong. I put too much coffee in it. Took one sip and went, ugh. So I don't want to do that. Alright, I'll be back in a minute with another video. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.